Howdy everybody, I'm Sam Pfeifle. I'm the editor of SPARpointgroup.com, and this is our first post-SPAR International video blog. I get a lot of questions at the show, Sam, what do you do at this conference? You're running around like crazy. And the reason I run around like crazy is because there's so much to see and so much data for me to capture. I like to tell people that the news business isn't that different than the laser scanning business. I capture all this data and then I've got to get back into the office and process it and see what I can get out of it. And sometimes the deliverables aren't exactly what I was planning for in the first part. And so one of the things that I do is when something catches my attention, I just whip out my iPhone and start taking some video, and I have this idea that I'm going to have like this brilliant post-show video compendium. And sometimes they don't really necessarily all go together. But luckily, this time around, I got 5 great videos that kind of give you a flavor of, not necessarily behind the scenes, but the sort of thing that I pick up on the show floor that I hope that you pick up on the show floor too. So the first one involves Abe Reichenthal, who was our keynote speaker right there on the first day of SPAR. And for those of you who saw it live streaming or those of you who are on site, you notice that while he was speaking, he actually printed out this little rook, which is a really cool design. It's got this double helix staircase that goes up through the middle of it, and it's really neat. And everybody was kind of impressed that he set up his printer, printed out that rook, spoke, and then at the end the rook was actually done. And while that was impressive, I don't think you guys realize how impressive it was. Abe says that that was the first time that it had ever been done. And don't take my word for it. Check out this little piece of video that I grabbed.
It's just never been done before.
Okay.
Come with it? Is this part of it? Or is
This is a special.
It is special.
We're gonna make come with it. So when you blog, this is kind of it's like history in the making. It's never been done before. I didn't want to toot our own horn, but you're the first. This has never happened anywhere. Pretty cool, right?
So really appreciative of Abe going to all that trouble, bringing the printer in the backpack and printing that out. And if you go to SPARpointgroup.com and search around a little bit, you should be able to find the streaming video of that. I'll have a link of it on this page. And so, one of the other things that's really cool is the actual lunch. I think everybody thinks of lunch as where you go to eat, but at SPAR, lunch is where you go to find really cool technology. I sat down and had my the little meager vegetarian fare that I could find around all the shavings of meat and whatnot. And right across the table are some guys with a MacBook Pro. Turns out they're from Australia. Their names are, I got it written down over here, Elliot Duff and Michael Bossy. And what they do is they develop technology in partnership with commercial enterprises for the country of Australia. And so what they've done is create an indoor mapping solution that instead of pushing a cart around or using a quad rotor, they actually walk around and wave this like weeble wobble thing. And don't take my word for it, just check out this video I grabbed because I couldn't help myself.
That is crazy.
No, seriously, they literally go like this. It's pretty crazy. And then, not 10 minutes after that, I'm interviewing somebody when all of a sudden one of those indoor mapping carts does walk by. This is the sort of thing that happens on the SPAR show floor. And I wanted to make sure I grabbed it because I didn't know if I'd have time to actually interview those guys. I wanted you to see just how, hands-on you can get when you're on the show floor. So say you wanted to follow around an indoor mapping cart and see how it works. Well, this is how you do it. Okay. Also, I want to give you a little bit of flavor for what goes on in the actual presentation rooms. Now, there's a ton of presentations that I could have grabbed some video for, but sometimes it's a show me, don't tell me kind of presentation. So in the presentation that I was sitting in right here, we had Daniel Bailey from the City of Houston's GIS department, and he's showing us how they used LiDAR to make sure that there were no obstructions in front of these microwave transmissions that the city was broadcasting all over the city. And so you can see right here, you can hear them say, this is real, because they can really see these obstructions in their GIS program in real time, and it saves them $100,000 cash money every time they can find one of these obstructions in the computer center in the IT department instead of actually having to send a crew out there. So here's just a little bit of a flavor of what you can see on the screen when you're in the presentation room.
And this is real. This is a real obstruction that was corrected within the network, and you can see the area in red where the obstruction was taking place.
And finally, I don't think I have to tell you that these iPads and tablet devices are really all the rage nowadays. I'm sure you've either got one, or you're thinking about getting one, or your kids are begging you for one. But so, why do we need one in the actual business sphere? Isn't this for like games and reading books and whatnot? Well, I was hanging out with the Bentley guys, and they were giving me a tour of the new stuff that you can do in ProjectWise. And one of the things they have is this app called Navigator that you can download to your iPad. And not only can you look at the point clouds that you have loaded on there, but you can actually look at the point clouds as they appear in the field. And it was such a cool demonstration that I had to grab some video of it so that you could see, if you weren't there, how this thing actually works.
Locate under the ductile.
Now do the accelerometer thing, yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool. Not bad, right? It makes me want an iPad, or actually it makes me want to steal the iPad that I gave to my wife for her birthday. There's all kinds of cool uses in it. It's just a flavor of the sort of things that I caught my attention when I was on the SPAR show floor, and just a little flavor of the things that maybe you didn't see or maybe kind of slipped by you as you're looking at all the crazy booths that are on the show floor, or you were caught up in the presentations. So anyway, if there's anything that you want in terms of follow-up of the show floor coverage, if there's anything, any questions you might have, feel free to drop me a line. And who knows, maybe somewhere in all this data that I collected, I've got a little tidbit that I can shoot back to you. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time on the SPAR vlog.